Greetings, Hive. Hope you are doing well to this Friday night TGIF. Hopefully, it's been wonderful that you have many wins and highlights. So, going to be a short stream. I am super tired, so I just came off from long stream on Twitch. But yeah, today is Enhancement Day for the upcoming week of Monday. So week number 5, starting Monday. So just giving you the heads up so you guys can plan during the buffer zone, the weekend. So I'm not gonna, say that it's gonna be an easier week. It depends on the situations that apply to you. We'll say that. So as of week 4, the current week we are in, we did remove um, dairy and milk, right? Milk and dairy products, right? Then we removed junk sugars, which pretty much is categorized as carbs, which are rice, bread, pasta, and white potatoes. So, unfortunately, yeah, that would sum up a lot of things. If a lot of those things are part of your everyday lifestyle, so yeah, definitely, we want to get to a state that is, um, healthy. And we're one thing we're kind of sort of accelerated as much as possible. But yeah, those are the two things that we were doing for this week. Now the upcoming week ahead for Monday. So it's a three-parter. So once again, we had the first 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks of hardly removing anything, just to build up that psychology, right? And getting nutrients in. Now, once our nutrients and hydrations and air are up, now we're going to start phasing away from a lot of the stuff that's, been keeping us from living a healthy life. So, number one will be removing processed foods. So, pretty much anything that in a box, in a bag, uh, in a bottle or can that has ingredients in there that uh, are not great for us. That will be one of our removal. So we're getting as close as we can to as natural eating as our ancestors did, just like the paleo diet. So yeah, they never had that in the past. So obviously we develop in a society that everything is abundance, everything's available for us, right? So now these next ones, number 2, will be quite a challenge one, right? So it depends on your situation. So you may, like myself, may not qualify for these removals because these are stuff that you may not have, you know, been doing. So we'll get into that quickly here. So and this is gonna be fun, especially on a Friday on the weekend. So one out of three. So first one would be removing alcohol. So this may be tough for quite a bit, but obviously we know that alcohol has adverse effect to us. Sure, it numbs our emotions and feelings, and just creates a relaxing state for us. But overall, it's definitely not great for for our bodies, for our liver, right? So as of now, we're removing it for this week, right? And will be up to you to if you want to introduce it for next week, right? But the main thing here for when I suggest these three things, and since we're getting new nutrients in and we're slowly removing now uh, the other foods that are not great for our health, right? Um, we want to, let the body feel what healthy feels like, right? So that in that state, it will, search for that healthy and, help phase out all these foods that haven't been serving us in the past, right? If these foods were serving us, then we won't be uh, looking for this health goal, right? So letting our bodies feel what a healthy state feels like. We'll be starting to remove these things, and once again, just for this week, and how long you can, endure not having these ones. So the second one, if you are a smoker or not, we're removing nicotine. So it doesn't matter if it's coming from cigarette, patch, spray, or whatnot. We're removing nicotine. Nicotine definitely, once again, it's one thing that's not great for us as well. And third one, this saving the best for last and the toughest, because this is something that we have first thing in the morning, right? So as myself, I phased out of it, right? So we are removing caffeine for the time being, right? Once again, we want the body to feel a healthy state as much as possible, and this kind of affects, your sleep pattern. Obviously, people probably will say, "Oh, I sleep great, and coffee doesn't affect me." And obviously, there's the other ones that I can't have coffee at this as late as I can. I'm gonna have a hard time sleeping, right? So caffeine actually you can sleep great, right? But the only problem is, caffeine will prevent you from reaching, REM sleep and from reaching deep sleep, right? Where our body definitely needs to heal and rebuild itself. So unfortunately, caffeine, prevents that from happening for us. So yeah, these are the things that we're removing um, for this coming Monday, right? So you have, the choice to ease into it in the buffer zone, or um, as I say, just splurge. Doesn't mean we introduce the other 4 weeks of things, right? We still keep up the air breathing exercise. We still keep the drinking up to 68 glasses of water as much as we can. Right, just easing into that. We sneak into upping our fruits and vegetables as much as we can, right? And that's pretty much, we're bringing the nutrition in first rather than the elimination, so that it's going to be easier for us to break away from these things. And then once again, we start our very first removal, which is refined sugar itself, right? That is on week 3. And then week 4, obviously the big one, which was, hopefully you all were able to stay on board with that, and that is the removal of milk and dairy products and junk sugars, which are pretty much carbs, which are bread, pasta, rice, and white potatoes. Right, so it wasn't easy, and now we're jumping into this one to on top of that as well. So yeah, just for now, just this buffer zone doesn't mean we're introducing the past 4 weeks into this sort of free block to binge. That is to binge with you know alcohol, caffeine, and nicotine, right? So this is we're building into that. So yeah, once again, it's the body can only communicate with us through our gut feeling, providing us those symptoms, right? And you know what, we don't want to get to a state where something becomes serious, and the body, mind, and soul is just fighting to stay ahead of it, and might probably forget what the life was before we grew up and started buying our own stuff and started buying our foods that we wanted to eat and not foods that were given to us, right? So now it's really up to us to remind what the body was at one state in our youth, or when we were really healthy. So once again, if you are doing the other exercise in the past few weeks, this should make it easier to at least resist these items. So, anyways, yeah, I'm running on fumes at the moment. You guys can see, I really don't like the lights right now. It's giving me just a headache, right? So, definitely will end it here. But once again, if you are this is being streamed in 3 different platforms. So if you're following from YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, free to follow or subscribe. Hit those notification buttons to be updated when I go live. And as always, just continue as always to be the difference maker, right? Not making a difference, but being that difference maker, not only for yourself, but for your community, right? So very important, very important that you take the action while others are just trying to survive, right? Trying to just find their place, trying to find some sort of hope. May you be that person to save them, be that person to pay it forward and make a positive change for someone else, right? So as always, you need an environment that supports that, right? So continue to raise your environment so that you can raise yourself and be the impact for your own environment, which is your community. A simple smile, a gesture, a hug, a compliment can go a long way in igniting someone that they are seen, that they are heard, and that they matter. So, as always, continue to pay it forward so that, we can start this trend and make a difference in the world, a big impact. Take good care, and once again, I'll catch you again tomorrow.